And now, a sneak peek at the Sundance Now original, The Furry Detectives, Unmasking a Monster.
We have a problem in the community. I never tried to be a hero. It's just, who else is going to do the job?
People involved in this story are
Furries. I thought I'd heard everything under the sun that happened inside the furry fandom because I was a furry news reporter. People will send me tips.
A group of furries was exposed sharing animal abuse material.
There was something about the story that would shock people so much that they would make me the bad guy for telling it.
The public is not aware of what goes on like this, not just here, but worldwide.
We have evidence of some serious crime happening. Why didn't this go to the police first?
We had already contacted police, and the police basically told us we're on our own.
It needed a team.
It's time that the furry fandom take a stand.
My prey are people who harm animals, criminals who harm the innocent.
I investigate violent individuals who prey on animals.
I wanted to help. Like, let's get these guys.
He's a very tall character. I'm Patrick, also known as Patcho Fur. I'm known as a pro animator, pet portrait artist. Let's give him some big feet paws. And I'm a furry. Hey. You know, it's a typical story.
Who were you before the fandom?
Well, how far back do you want to go? I was just a nerdy kid living in the suburbs. I was a paperboy as a kid. Everybody deals with bullying at some point. Oh boy, neighborhood bullies would have a trap set for me, and one of them shot a skateboard under my bike, and I went flying and I got knocked out. Stuff like that, you know. I would go to school with a black eye, but there's some pretty dramatic stuff. I ended up in San Francisco. Here I am, I'm in the city. I don't have a partner. I don't get hugs a lot. I wasn't popular. I didn't have a lot of friends. One day, I walk up to some ordinary street corner, and there was a bar called The Stud. Seems like a friendly place. So I go in. So there's a dance floor, and next to the stage, there's a curtain. The curtain parts. And out steps this vision, a cartoon otter. He's got these big, cute eyes and this expression, and he's coming to dance. It was mind-blowing. That was when I decided I need to come back, and I need to come back as one of these characters.
For the purpose of this project, I'm gonna go by R. What is a furry? I think everyone kind of has their own definition. My definition would be a person who enjoys anthropomorphic creatures or animals. Furry is a huge community. It's a community that overlaps with LGBTQ, and that's why the community is so great, is because we come from all different walks of life. I think of it as friendship, fun and loving and accepting and inclusive and diverse.
The great part about being in the fandom is coming together for common interests, common goals. Furries care deeply about their animals. They care so much that their animals are their children. My name's Connor Goodwolf. I am an avid gamer, a child of the internet, and the furry fandom. When I reference dogs, they're my fuzzy children. The majority of furries are the same way.
My name is Naya Okami. Some of you might recognize me from a pretty popular online meme. I made the comment,
on all levels except physical, I'm a wolf.
I consider myself to be a wolf-therian, and how would I explain that to you? I see myself as wolf in a very symbolic way. Furries pride themselves on being decent people. Furries are also a very accepting group of people. You can just be interested in the artwork or in some sort of aspect, and you will be accepted. You will find community.
This is Patcho Fur. When I found the furry fandom, I saw that there were a lot of untold stories in it, and there was nobody who was really keeping track. But I'm like, well, somebody's got to do this, and I guess it might as well be me. So I started Dogpatch Press. News about furries, for furries. I started out just telling lighthearted stories. Like, for example, there was this thing called Tony Tigergate. Serial mascots and furries have a bit of a special relationship. And he would actually get hit on by online furries, and they would make risque comments like, hey, Daddy Tony, why don't you frost my flakes? So Tony blocked all the furries. By 2017, I was several years in, and I was really into the groove of it. This is when the alt-right was emerging into real life, and it entered the furry spaces, and it sort of activated a latent strain of just hate that was inside the fandom. You started to get this thing that's Nazi furries. So I covered it, and it caught fire. 12 hours after I released this report, a convention shut down. So this was a new level of blogging that had not been done in the fandom. My following shot up.
There was a lot of people that were very prominent in the furry community that were like really important, had lots of followers, influencers. We actually have a term for it. Instead of popular, it was poppy fur. So popular furries.
I don't feel like an influencer. I'm a news dog. Maybe I was always destined to be one because I was a paperboy as a kid. When I first started Dogpatch Press, the idea that I would be making police reports was completely off the table. I had an awareness that there is a fringe of people who abuse animals who see our subculture as a convenient shield, but I didn't realize that it included people that I knew, people with influence. One day in 2018, I got tagged in a very bizarre public Twitter post. It wasn't just a private message. Twitter post had hundreds of people named in connections with zoosadism. I thought I'd heard everything under the sun that happened inside the furry fandom, but zoosadism, I had never heard that word before.
Somebody who commits acts of zoosadism is getting sexual pleasure from the pain and terror they are inflicting on animals. It makes you feel like your neighbors, like the world around you, is unsafe. But you have to remember, most furries are people who would never harm animals. They certainly wouldn't commit zoosadism. There are bad people within furry. That doesn't make furry bad. Unfortunately, niche communities, especially misunderstood niche communities, are targets for predators. If you are somebody who finds animals sexually appealing, you might figure, well, furries are the closest thing to that, even though they are not. But the furry fandom needs to reckon with this. There weren't enough skilled people investigating this. I was needed. And I thought, wow, you know, I am in a role where I can do something about this and find every last person who might be involved in this, get them out of the community, and get them arrested.